Hello, hello, hello. My name is Lyra, and this is something entirely new that I've never done before. Since this is the first video on this channel, I figure it's probably best if I start with a bit of an introduction about me. I am, for the most part, a writer and a world builder. Those are my two main passions, but I also really like immersing myself in narrative-heavy, character-driven games, and just stories in general, in whatever form they take. And there are two main reasons why I've started this channel. The first one is because I have a really, really bad habit of not finishing things that I start, not finishing a game, not finishing a book, and I feel like the extra motivation and purpose of this being something that I'm recording and putting out into the world, I think is going to help motivate me to actually finish stories. So yeah, this is mostly for fun. This is, so yeah, that's one reason. And then the other reason is, that I am a trans woman, and I have just recently started properly voice training for voice feminization, and I'm hoping that talking a lot, doing game commentary, is going to help me to kind of just fall into a more natural voice and feel more comfortable with it in ways that are more difficult for me to practice in my day-to-day life. So I apologize if my voice is all over the place, is super inconsistent. It's because it is very much a work in progress. It's been, I'd say, probably a decade since the last time I did any sort of video recording of gameplay, and back then I wasn't very good at it. But yeah, I'm gonna kind of just take this as it comes and see what it ends up being. So the first game that I'm going to be playing on this channel is Disco Elysium. This is a game that I have played a couple hours of, so I'm not going into it entirely blind, but at the same time, it's the kind of game where you can never really figure out quite what it's about. I was more confused after playing it than before I started. I've absorbed just like a good bit of just info and vibes about the world and the story from my friends and from the internet, and either way, I'm ready to look at it with fresh eyes, get a new start on this, and hopefully make it all the way through this time. So yeah, without further ado, we're gonna jump in. Okay, so we can select our archetype or make our own character. I think that I'm going to select an archetype because, to be honest, the skill system in this game is very complicated, and I don't think I'm quite ready to fully jump into the abyss, so to speak. Yeah, also, if there's a good bit of lag, that's because my computer is not the best, and you may even be able to hear it killing itself in the background with a fan. But there's nothing really to be done about that right now. So, alright, an archetype. So I do know a bit. The character we're going to be playing is a detective named Harry Dubois, and he is an alcoholic amnesiac that has voices in his head that say a hell of a lot. And I have been told that it's best to play him at least nominally as a self-insert, but I'm not quite sure that I want to do that. I kind of have my own preconceptions about a character like this going into it. I do feel like physical is not really my playstyle. I like playing more of a smart character, especially since he's like a detective. I feel like he should, be at least somewhat good at that. He doesn't strike me as the most charismatic person either, so sensitive doesn't feel quite right either. I do like the idea of might begin to lose his mind. I love unstable characters, but I think that it's going to be the easiest to integrate myself into the world of the game and to kind of mimic what my typical playstyle is like as a thinker. So you got extremely intelligent, very bad with people, relatable. Not so much the extreme intelligence, but definitely the bad with people. Knows interesting facts, comes up with original ideas. So it looks like we've got high intellect, low... That's not physical, that's... psychic? Psychology? Yeah. 2 is probably physical, and then I would guess 4 is emotion. We've got encyclopedia as a skill. Love that for us. I'm probably going to be editing out a lot of loading screens. The Furies are at home in the mirror. It is their address. Even the clearest water, if deep enough, can drown. R.S. Thomas. Okay, I'm excited.
There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever.
Never, ever, ever?
Never, ever, ever, baby.
What is this? Reptilian Austin Powers? Okay, simply keep on non-existing.
An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it.
What was that about the X something?
An awareness creeps up on you. A mass lies hidden in your dead angle, soaking in some lurid acidic sauce. It's bloated and shameful. A ball of meat surrounding you. This is a terrible line of questioning, and it will only lead to more awareness of the meat thing.
Okay, I'm loving these voices so far. Like I said, I have played a bit of this before, but not recently. But yeah, love this. Oh, I don't know. Let's plunge back into the fathomless deep. Why not?
There. No ball of meat. No light in the formless nothing. Just night swimming.
I like nothing.
I know you do, baby. I know.
How about you cough up some more of that sweet oblivion?
Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage.
Allons-y, let's go. I think that's French. Not very good at French.
Alright. Nothing down to fuck all borough.
Look, I am tired of being this type of animal, and who gives a shit?
Not you. Your days of giving a shit and being that type of animal are over.
Don't stop. Keep singing. Sing me the song of death.
The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the soul, bloated man meet around you. A sensation.
Oh no, a sensation. Whatever could that be?
Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
Stop. I don't want to hear anything more about this sensation. Take me back to the formless, disembodied nothing.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an godly headache.
Who am I? What sort of creature does this to their own mouth?
A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound, a clarion call from hell.
Jesus, I love this game already.
Somehow, you know what it is. A Caprice Canadian motor carriage.
Okay, assuming that's some kind of car. Oh, damn. Yeesh, dude. Okay. Sorry, I like to familiarize myself with all of the menus in any given game. Okay, so I guess these are our skills. There are way too many of them, and they all have super wild names. I think we're gonna figure that out at a later point. Okay, let's see. Let's get his shirt. Disco ass blazer. Alright. So we've got our inventory now. Looks like someone skinned this blazer off some long extinct disco animal. It has an enigmatic white rectangle on the back and the right sleeve. Esprit de Corps. Halogen watermark. So that is a skill. What skill is it? Understand cop culture. Okay, right, he's a cop. Forgot about that part. Yeah, let's get some pants on.
You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants.
Fish them out.
It says, whirling in rags, on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is etched on it. It should open the door.
Okay, I think I remember Whirling in Rags is the name of the hotel or inn we're in right
The
now.
Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers.
Okay. What's up with this broken glass?
The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in.
Assess the damage.
The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside.
Did I break it with my own hands?
A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent.
What did this then?
More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact.
Right, I guess I'll assess the size of the impact.
It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. You're looking for something heavy and larger than your fist.
Alright.
Like the green shoe that's on the hat rack in the corner, which, coincidentally, is missing its friend.
Okay, so bro's not just an alcoholic, he's a violent alcoholic. Love that for him.
Congratulations. You smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If you're lucky, you can still find the other on the balcony outside. The door to it should be outside your room.
Okay, I think he might be kind of an asshole. Maybe it wasn't me.
You mean someone else took your shoe off and smashed the window with it?
Yes, visual calculus, that's exactly what I mean.
This person also forced the drinks on you.
I should go and get that shoe.
A cool wind gushes in. Your toes curl up from the cold.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna go outside for that. Let's get the rest of this stuff though. Magnum-sized bottle of Commodore Red. Sounds like a good time. And okay, so I think that, like, in addition to the prompts that we can, like, just at our own pace go over to these, when we pick stuff up, we'll get, like, a reaction prompt that goes away after a few seconds. And then we have, like, a limited time to click on it. Okay, what was that? There used to be a tape in this case, but it was destroyed in a fit of rage. Something about the Etienne's single smallest church in St. Sciennes. I'm butchering that name, I know that. Must have rubbed someone the wrong way. The label says the song was recorded in 43. Okay, not sure yet how long ago 43 was. There's one of our shoes. This green crocodile leather shoe has a high heel and chrome embellishments. Fits your left shoe perfect. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. We're really getting disco with it, I guess. Wait, no. Come on. There we go. Okay. Nothing there. Oh, no. Words fail to describe how rank it smells in here. They should have sent a poet. Okay. Bottles in the bathtub. Oh, okay. We've been wearing a jacket without a shirt this whole time, I think. Sorry. I do have to read the flavor text on everything. Okay, maybe not everything, but... Come on. White satin shirt. Used to be fancy. Used to really catch the light. Now it smells like someone took a piss in the armpits. Okay. Wonderful. Off to a great start. What's this door? Okay.
A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped half the faucet off.
Okay, I just now noticed that her portrait in the bottom corner is all spooky and blurred out.
Was this not the same Elon that founds empires and lays waste to cities? Virile, uncaring towards the little things? Probably not, no. Hot water sprays from the faucet's base, and steam covers the mirror. You cannot see yourself, just a vague impression of a man. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor.
Really? Nothing?
Really, all recollection of the person you are, the people in your life, and even the world you're in has drowned in a sea of blood alcohol. This was no mere night of drinking. It was a deluge of world-ending proportions.
Wipe the mirror.
As you slowly reach your hand towards the surface of the mirror.
Maybe I should touch it first. Make sure there's nothing wrong with my face.
Yeah, there is definitely something wrong with it.
What? What's wrong?
Where to even begin? There is the bloatedness, then the swollenness. It's like there's an upholstery of alcohol underneath your skin.
At least my tongue is okay.
It's not. It's swollen and snail-like, wriggling between your fingers.
I'm sorry.
Bet you are. Your nose feels like a small balloon in the middle of your face. It hurts when you honk it. It doesn't appear to be a particularly tiny nose either. Not with all the drinks it's absorbed for you.
Okay, wipe the mirror now.
Behold.
Whoa. Okay. Behold, a man.
You have no idea who this thing is, do you?
This is the face of a late-stage alcoholic.
Too late. You clearly have rigor mortis on your face. Oh wait, is that an expression? Are you trying to make an expression with that face? Why?
I'm not making it. The face is making it itself.
Please stop. It's horrible. You're scaring yourself.
Okay.
Oh my God. You can't stop. It's like it's not even voluntary anymore. You have worn that grin into your face and now it won't come off. What does it even mean? What is the emotion you're trying to convey?
I'm insinuating that I'm vaguely sympathetic. I think I'm sort of pulling it off too, in a sad has-been kind of way. There's some charm to it.
There might have been, 10 years ago. It's little more than a cadaverous spasm now.
Right. Dig deep into your mind to locate the source of the expression.
Like the rest of you, it comes from a bad place somewhere in the past. That's all you know for now.
Alright, attempt to stop the expression from happening.
It's too late. Like an image on film. The expression belongs to your primary motor cortex. It would take a minor neurological miracle for you to cease producing it.
Okay, let's let the mirror be for now. Whoa, okay. I have so many thoughts. But I'll save them for later.
This fan has 2 chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades.
Let's grab the tie.
You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap. It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose.
Pull on the fan.
The blades come squeaking to a halt.
Pull on the light bulb.
A terrible mistake. Turn the lights off immediately. You can practically feel the photons burning a hole in your brain.
Okay. Pull again to turn the lights off.
The
We
lights
don't need to deal
are
with that
off.
right now. I'm very photosensitive. I can relate. Alright, so I think we've got all of our clothes except for the one shoe that's missing. Gotta find the other shoe. Alright, let's go. Time to leave the room and see what awaits. Okay, let's see. Something on the table. Okay, money. Real. Alright, sounds like a French currency or something. Alright, I want to talk to this lady over here, but first, let's go get that shoe. Smell of the sea makes you dizzy. Huh? What's going on here? Briny wind washes over you. Okay. I really love this, like, just in this reacting to the environment. It very much feels like I'm playing a game of D&D. And it's just a really nice feeling for a game.
There they both are. 2 identical shoes, both copiously green and indiscriminately snakeskin, reunited on your feet like 2 baby crocodiles.
How do they fit?
Good, they're balanced, comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now, truth be told.
Alright. Let's go back inside. Okay. I think we got a thing
officer.
earlier. Okay, hello, officer. Let's pick the door. Okay, nothing. Alright, let's see what she has to say.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips.
Right. Clausia. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28.
That's a really specific age, but okay.
A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
Officer? Am I military personnel?
No.
Wait, I know. I'm a businessman. Chief Executive Officer, right?
The young woman shakes her head slowly. Officer could be an artistic statement, a claim to official renown.
Officer is my stage name, right? I can see myself as a middling disco artist called the Officer.
No, you're a police officer, sir.
You're shitting me.
I'm not. Unless you've been shitting us all this time.
All this time.
You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. Couldn't
And what
say.
business is that?
In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Okay, we're not gonna do that one. Heard something. I might not know where I am, or who I am, or what a Kupris Kanema is, but I know what someone sounds like.
She nods.
But I do know when someone's not telling me the whole story. What am I doing here? What's my case?
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops.
And why didn't you just tell me that?
I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer.
Why don't I remember being a cop or anything else?
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age.
Okay, so normally I'm the kind of person who likes to exhaust all the dialogue options I possibly can, but I have been told that that's not necessarily the best way to go about things in the game. So I think I'm going to stick to what I think that the detective would say, at least my interpretation of him. I don't think he's gonna... It's just a bad look, and then this is sexual harassment just out of nowhere. I should get going now.
Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Yeah, me neither, bitch. Sorry, that was mean.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. The need to ask questions. It's like you said the words 1,000,000 times before. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Before you go, I have some questions for you.
Yes?
What is it that they have against the police here?
The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't say about the rest of the city.
Your room is almost next to mine. Did you hear anything last night?
There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music.
Did I have any visitors?
I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here.
Loud disco music?
Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration prime among them.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about OO, the better.
Oh?
Oh, were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course. Like 7. Life gets hard, but we go on.
It mostly just gets hard, doesn't it?
It would appear so. At around 2 o'clock, the disco stopped and there was a change of pace.
What happened?
A slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Some of the time, you were yelling along to it.
Was I singing this?
Yes, there was a church in there. A really small church. Like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that. And also...
What else?
that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself is very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a wounded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it.
When you say wounded, do you mean like in a cool way, like a wild beast?
Yes. It was very cool.
I don't believe
It's
you.
impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or really means it.
Then what happened?
Then you started screaming and trashed the place.
That's so me. What did I do?
A window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. Then I think you passed out.
Was there anything else?
There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I may have misheard, but it was sort of memorable.
Okay, yeah, I think that might be something I said when I was, like, still unconscious at the beginning.
I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it.
Tell me, is it 51 now?
It's 51.
What century?
The current century?
You know, yeah, that tracks. And that's what number?
Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. And this is the current one.
How many centuries have there been then?
Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, sir.
What's so funny?
You're right. There is nothing funny about civilization.
Yeah, you got a point there. Oh, yeah. Where exactly is here? Where am I?
You're in a hostel, sir.
No, where are we? Where in the world?
We are in Revachol.
Revachol, okay. I think that's the name of the city.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution, she is central to our moment in time.
Revachol forever.
Forever and ever.
And ever, out of the corner of your eye, you see the hair on the back of your hand standing on end. It feels as though low-grade lightning is coursing through you. You must be hypersensitive from the hangover.
Okay, you can go now.
Glad to have been of assistance.
Okay. Anything more?
The door is closed. There is no answer. You hear the shower being turned on somewhere inside.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna leave her alone for now. Probably see her again later. Trompe le monde. Okay, it's something of the world, maybe? Alright, let's go downstairs. Equip a flashlight in the light areas. Alright. Got some people down here. New friends. Probably hate me because I've been trashing up the place. Summer door closed for the winter. Okay. Let's try to get through everything. I love the style and aesthetic of this game. The color palette is a bit overwhelming at times, but fuck it, we ball. Music is seasoned with static. Alright. I'm gonna save talking to people for the end. Monday. Yeah, that's so real. What is that? Nosafed. I guess just a healing item. Yeah, they do tend to do that in kitchens. Okay. So I mentioned the dock workers. I think that might be... It's the dock workers union. They don't like cops, so I should be tactful about that. We'll see if I'm actually going to. Okay. No, the people over here are gonna trigger the next part of the quest if I talk to them. Oh no. The Royal Pinball Machine, no. Oh, wait.
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already?
An hour?
Sweet Lord, a whole hour. And you haven't thought about rum and lemonade in all that time? You've truly extinguished all trace of yourself.
Actually, should I be thinking about this? Looks like drinking hasn't turned out too well for me.
Maybe you haven't turned out well for your drinking. Have you thought about that? Get a goddamn rum and lemonade to yourself, boy. Or better yet, lick that stain off the counter.
Okay, lick it, but only a little.
You lick it, but only a little. Only with the tip of your tongue, because you're a pleasure delayer. After 2 or 3 licks, the crust begins to melt, and a sweetness breaks loose. The sharp, titillating scent of alcohol rises to your nostrils. It's dizzying.
Okay. So he wants to fuck the rum, got it.
You could definitely go for some more.
I don't know. Seems like it's probably gonna cause problems. Find a bottle of alcohol, put it in your hand, and the magic will happen on its own. Love the music.
You should totally sing karaoke here, the first chance you get. Your emotions need to be expressed. People need to know your vast, oceanic soul.
My soul's cubic content is obscured by the hangover.
Of course, at this point, precise measurements of your soul can only be performed from the outside. It needs to be heard through a PA system by other people.
This goes well with a theory I'm developing, that I'm a down-on-my-luck superstar person.
Who is mistakenly identified as a cop for his prominent jawline? Yes, sounds likely. You should probably go on stage and pose for a moment when you're done with this thought. See if it works.
What should I sing when it comes to it?
You should sing the sad small church song from that tape you found. Thought it was obvious.
Oh, of course, they'll really get a gauge on my soul with that one.
Serves them right. Wipe that smirk off their face with your sad, tragic, small church song. Who's laughing now? No one. You would need another copy of the tape first, though. The one upstairs is destroyed.
Okay. Oh. Got some major lagging going on here. I belong here. Alright. Born to be disco. Okay. Not sure how that's relevant, but maybe it will be.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the counter, inspecting a stuffed seabird. As you approach, he gives you a sideways glance, then looks down again. Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk.
Are you the bartender?
No, I'm not the bartender. I'm the cafeteria manager.
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
But you can still pour me a drink, right?
I could if I were a bartender, but I'm not. I'm the cafeteria manager, so I won't.
What's the difference?
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. Sylvie tends the bar here, not me. I'm only standing in.
Where did this Sylvie go?
She just, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure I know.
His eyes dart from left to right. This man isn't lying, but he is hiding something.
She just... what?
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Look at the stuffed bird.
A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters and drying mugs. One of its wings broken. The man is trying to mend it. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount it, most likely on a wall. This is the Great Skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola, the part of the world you are in right now.
Insulindian Isola. What is he solo? Like maybe like isolated region? I don't know. Sure are words.
The small steel tag says as much. The Great Skua. Stecoarius Skua.
That's the Great Skua, right?
Look, your buddy is over there. Why
Okay.
don't you go and talk to him, okay?
What do you mean, my buddy?
He pretends not to hear you, concentrating on the bird instead.
Okay. Thanks, Guardy, for your help.
The theme on that pinball machine is a standard royalist theme, used on everything from pinball cabinets to full flavor cigarettes.
What are its hallmarks?
Clinging to a picture book version of the past century, waiting for the king to come back and cast out all the profiteers and homosexuals. Basically, imagine a yellow plastic crown with a liquor brand emblazoned on it.
Okay. I'd rather know more about the world of today.
The contemporary period stands still. The fated carousel of progress that doomed the royalists is itself winding down. Our time is decelerating into what no one knows.
Awesome. Okay, so this guy is my buddy. Let's talk to her first.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
Okay, sure, guess I'll talk to him.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. Looks like he's waiting for someone. You.
Alright, there's Kim Kitsuragi. Pretty sure he's my, my cop partner.
As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends his hand in greeting. On the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
I'll shake his hand. Be cordial as much as we can be.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57. You must be from the 41st.
Okay, so he doesn't know me.
You realize he's waiting for your name.
Alright, let's invent a name. I'm partial to
Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Okay, I noticed that I had a debuff to that because I had already become partial to officer. So let's stick with that. Just call me officer.
Very well, officer. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday too, actually. Have you had time to talk to the manager here?
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
You mean him? Yeah, I just talked to him.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area. Now that I'm here as well. I understand the scene is out back, right? It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews?
Yes, the police. I'm aware I'm a policeman.
Right. And the interviews?
I have, yes.
Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the current
Oh, okay.
place.
What a relief.
Have you removed the dead body from the tree?
Look, man, yeah.
Does that mean the body is no longer in the tree?
No.
So, the body is still in the tree, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner.
How can you be so sure I'm from the police?
I was sent here to meet a detective from Precinct 41. You have the insignia of the Citizens Militia on your sleeve and on your back.
Okay, Citizens Militia. That doesn't quite sound like police to me.
I suppose you could be impersonating him. You could have gotten the insignia from the black market or forged it. But for now, I'm going to set those possibilities aside. I'm not from the Inspectorate General.
Inspectorate General means internal affairs. What he's saying is he's not from the rat squad and isn't supposed to suspect such things.
Ah, you mean the rat squad.
No need for derogatory terms. They're only doing their job.
You said insignia. These white rectangles, you mean?
Yes,
But they're just white rectangles.
they're not just white rectangles. They bear a halogen watermark with the letters RCM and a pattern resembling the street grid of Revachol West. I would ask you to step into the headlights of my motor carriage, but again, it's none of my concern. I just need you to do your job.
That honestly sounds like a bit of a double-sided threat. But shouldn't I have a badge or something?
You mean you don't have a badge?
I have my badge. I'm a policeman and I have my badge.
Oh, if you didn't have your badge, then that would be very bad. You would need to report it on my shortwave. But since you do have it, we can go straight to the task at hand.
Ruh-roh. Okay. We'll worry about that later. Let's roll.
After you, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party. You can talk to him whenever by interacting with him.
Alright, let's check our quests. So find some booze and drink it. Sing karaoke. Report the badge missing. Inspect the victim's body and interview the cafeteria manager. Okay, sure. Start with talking to her.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
Who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer.
Maybe I am.
And have you found anyone to be sweet to?
I don't know. Maybe I have.
You rascal. I'm too old for you, and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I completely forgot to introduce myself. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
Okay, so her husband's a cryptozoologist. That sounds interesting.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
How'd you like to roll with me?
Whatever do you mean?
Okay. I don't like the phrasing of this, but don't really have many options. I want you to be my wheelchaired partner in fighting crime, ridding backyards of corpses, catching sequence killers.
Sequence killers? Oh my.
Oh, wait, is that just a
But
serial
I think
killer?
You already have a partner, sweetie.
Oh, okay.
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
I know, but there are also side mysteries, sequence killers, and forays into the paranatural. Okay, I love
can
the
assure
slang
you
here.
with absolute certainty, there are no sequence killings taking place in Martinez.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. Thank you, but Martinez isn't the most wheelchair-accessible place, you see. I'd slow you down.
Okay, fair enough.
Perhaps another time.
Not saying this. Yeah, I feel like the dialogue options are either ableism or colorblindness, I guess. Don't know if you noticed, but no, we don't need to tell her that.
Of course, dear. Good luck with your case.
Yes, my case, because I am a hard-boiled cop, and I know what I'm doing.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You run this place.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
What is gold and orange like a forest fire but smells like liquor?
Are you kidding me?
No, man, help me out. What is gold and orange? It smells like liquor.
It's you. It's obviously you. You smell like liquor. And you're orange.
See? Everyone agrees it's your color scheme. We're on the right track with this name thing.
Is this what you get when you call the police now? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
Okay, maybe that's how we get booze, because she's the bartender.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective,
Oh, but you were doing so good, Kim. I think you should just do all of the talking.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Right then, questions. I got this.
His face expresses profound doubt in your having this. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can later use in the more sinister ones, not vice versa.
Okay, so we know where the body is. I don't need to ask him. Who killed him?
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Alright, I have another
The
question.
lieutenant turns the page in the little...
Haven't you asked
I'm
me
sorry.
that already? What is it with you and this woman? She has nothing to do with this.
No, before I asked you where. Now I'm asking you why she left.
Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number. That's why Sylvie
okay.
went away. I hope you appreciate that.
thank you.
Mystery solved.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct.
Everything has something to do with everything.
Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
Let's just say it. Where exactly is the body?
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up on a tree there.
And how do we get there then?
That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can get to the courtyard through there. No need for the keys. The hole is big enough for the Franco-Nigerian cavalry to fit through.
Okay, I just gotta say it once again. The voice acting is really incredible. Given that that's like the only metric of expression that we have for the characters, since they're all just still portraits, like, there's a lot. I can really sense this guy's annoyance and contempt, and yeah.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind, 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
Okay. Got a bit of world building there. That's all.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Slip away unnoticed.
One moment you're running like the wind, then you've suddenly turned around and are giving him the finger, furiously, with both hands. Why?
Okay, I was not expecting that. The lady in the wheelchair is right behind me, isn't she?
That's true. Yes. And it's worrying. But let's not fixate on it. Look at that stupid bartender instead. He has no idea what's going on. You and your fuck you fingers floating in the air. Barkeep's got his mouth agape like an idiot. You showed him.
Why did I do this? Why did I have to use both my hands to flip him off? Why both?
Watch out!
Oh god. Okay. Oh no.
Everything goes dark.
Okay.
Back so soon.
I had an accident.
It was no accident. Those were disco moves from your spinal cord. The spinal cord has yet to reveal itself to you. Its mysteries are unholy mysteries.
Wow, there's more of you? Hidden? I'm so cool.
You are way cool. Cooler than the bottom of the sea. Too cool for this world. I was wrong to let you go. I should have kept you here. Is it bright where you are? Is it terrifying? Have you felt the love?
I sure as hell haven't felt no love.
That is too bad. We all need a little love. Are you okay?
No, you have sustained a trauma to your lower neck. In addition, you have strained your left trapezius muscle. Pain surges down your back when you move.
I'm not very okay.
Ma'am, are you all right?
Oh, I'm fine. He just tripped over my chair. Check on him.
Okay, I'm glad she's okay.
Sir, I didn't mean for this to happen. I'm sorry. This has always been a cop-friendly place.
Okay, you didn't do anything.
The drinks are on the house, okay? There were a lot of drinks on the tab. I still have to charge you for 3 nights and the broken window, though. That's 100 square.
Okay, I feel like I honestly owe you more after this. Didn't I break the pinball machine? Or maybe no. Maybe it was always like that.
He's shaken. Barter now and he'll cave in.
I won't pay for that window. Ouch.
Okay, fine. I'll take it off your bill. Sleep in a post-apocalyptic hellhole if you want to. Just know I won't give you another room.
Cool.
Not entirely cool. You still owe me 60 real for 3 nights stay. If you don't have it by tonight, I can't let you back up there.
Okay, well, that's less than half of what we originally owed.
And for God's sake, watch out for yourself.
Okay. I will say, I've gotten this far on my first playthrough. Did not see that scene.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, and this place sure isn't it.
Do I even have one?
But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? You had to be somewhere.
I don't know. Near? South, maybe?
You don't really know, do you?
I have only a vague blackened image.
A vague blackened image doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money.
Could I trace the way back somehow? To the exact street, the exact number on a building?
You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Alright, so I got some new quests. Who made the call reporting the crime? Might be Sylvie. And pay for damages. And done. Okay. Oh, dare I talk to Gart again?
Can I help you?
I need a drink. Can you pour me one?
Do I have a shaker in my hand? Is this Is this a shaker?
No, it's a stuffed seabird.
It's not a shaker. It's nothing. He's holding nothing. It is but an imitation.
Thank you for that, brain. Say nothing.
Am I wearing a little bow tie? Am I wearing a bow tie and doing this?
I mean, you honestly look like you should be wearing a bow tie.
Am I smiling? Do you see me smiling and shaking my little shaker? No. Do you know why?
Because you're not a bartender?
That's right. I'm the cafeteria manager. I'm glad we cleared that. Was there anything else?
Play it calm. This man needs to understand you need a drink to help the community deal with police stuff.
I'm an alcohol-operated detective. If you want me to clean up the dead body and solve the case, then you need to insert alcohol into my mouth.
Oh, well, in that case, let me pour you a nice, big, refreshing marinella. Do you want that out of a glass or a pineapple?
Glass.
Don't be an imbecile. I'm not going to serve you a marinella. I have work to do and broken things to fix. If that was all, I'd like to return to it.
Okay, we'll worry about the money later. I've seen something here at the Whirling Guard. A thing I need to talk about.
What thing?
I saw a sign that said the mess hall is reserved for the Union.
Yes, not the whole damn Union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest faction. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers. They place big orders and always pay on time.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info.
How do we find them?
We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even striking men. If not today, then they'll be here tomorrow.
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after you've slept. Just making clear you got that.
Yes, thank you, Logic. Something's going on with your face, too. God, I saw a sign that said I couldn't go into the kitchen. Why can't I go into the kitchen?
What are you, a cook now? That's none of your business.
I have a search warrant.
No, you don't.
You better believe it, fucker.
Fucker? Lay off the swear words. They don't make you cool. This isn't kindergarten. Besides, the RCM doesn't do search warrants. I know the law. You'll just have to wait for the kitchen to open. If you have to get in there, which you don't.
You do realize you can just go into the kitchen at 1300 hours. No need for superstar charm or Sambo-style antics here.
Okay, why is that?
Sambo is an acronym for Samaran boxing. Graceful martial arts stuff. Sambo style implies stealth, cleverness, and cool. Just letting you know.
Yes, I am the very soul of Sambo style. Right, there's something else I wanted to ask about.
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Good to know. By the way, I'm gonna sing karaoke here.
Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find a sad banger. Then we sing this place to shit. Your body is ready, sire.
Okay. Goodbye. And I mean it for real this time. And I'm gonna talk to this guy. Forgot. Wild Pines. Alright.
A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch.
Carabiner. Must be a lesbian, okay.
On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine.
Lieutenant, who is this?
No idea. Looks like he works for Wild Pines, the logistics company who owns and operates the harbor.
But why is he sleeping during the day?
Possibly because there's a strike going on in the harbor. There's not much to do aside from drinking and sleeping.
Pick up the pills.
The man does not mind. You probably need them more than he does.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Okay, so I think we've got health and morale. Inspect the piece of plastic.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John.
Alright, let's steal his ID.
Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The metal loop holds the plastic ID and a leather-bound pocketbook.
And the man?
The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick.
Does the lieutenant see me?
No, he's looking the other way, perhaps purposefully.
Alright, let's steal the document.
You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man continues to snore. Just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document.
That's a problem for later. Alright. Oh, I don't think I should take his pocketbook. I'll close the
The sleeping
carabiner.
dock worker has little to say about your actions. He remains silent.
Let's try to wake him up. He might have some useful information.
You gently shake his shoulder, but nothing happens. This man could probably sleep soundly in a ship's engine room.
Alright then, keep your secrets. Okay. Do you have anything more to say? I should apologize to you.
Hello again, sweetie.
Are you okay? I'm very sorry I crashed into you earlier. I don't know what got into me.
Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I'm more worried about you. What was that?
The cafeteria manager is a bad man. A man without honor or compassion.
What do you mean?
He was tormenting me with outrageous demands for money.
He's just on edge because of the lynching. Don't
Yeah,
judge him too harshly.
I feel like I keep forgetting
Anyway,
that
I'm glad
a guy
you
got
weren't
murdered.
injured.
Yeah, that should probably be what I'm focusing on, but... Oh god, am I really gonna... Okay. Sweetie needs money. Do sweeties get money?
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial troubles. When do you get your next paycheck?
Let's try tugging on her heartstrings.
Try to force a tear out of your duct. Really rip into the whole emotional aggression thing.
Oh god, I'm gonna die on the street, aren't I? Uh-oh.
Officer, get a hold of yourself, please.
Okay.
Sweetie, I'm sorry, but I think you need more help than I can give you.
Okay then. Let's change the subject.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't have money for you. If there's anything else I can do for you, just ask.
I've got to get going now. Alright, and now we're going to talk to Kim, finally.
Yes?
Tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
If we're from different precincts, why are we on the same case?
I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition.
What do you mean?
You don't know? I assumed you were in on it.
You know what I'm in on. Retrograde amnesia.
Better still than an imbecilic cop-off.
Cop off?
It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim.
You should tell me now. This seems relevant.
Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case?
Literally anything about it. I can't remember a single thing.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit.
A young woman told me a mercenary's been hanged. That's all.
Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you?
Brief, yes, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Wait, does the briefing say who the victim was?
A security guard or worker of some sort hired by Wild Pines. This was just hearsay from Martinez, of course. We need to find out the truth.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
Why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Okay, the RCM, I think that's the Revachol Citizens Militia. Hold on, and the RCM is?
That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizens Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM operates within a legal twilight, yet its authority is rarely questioned. It's super useful to know this.
Of course. Yes, I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Actually, I have all I need for now.
Good.
I think you should know that I can't remember anything.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Okay, forget it.
A moment passes. The lieutenant glances at the sports watch on his wrist.
I want to talk about you.
Me?
Yes, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
We'll work together if we have more rapport.
That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know?
Okay, I'm not gonna comment on his glasses. Or that. Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Oh, okay.
The lieutenant nods.
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have conversations with, like, your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
So how do you know?
What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
Okay. I guess, just to exhaust the dialogue, you don't look like other people around here.
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother, but from my mother's side. It's not an interesting topic.
What is Seoul?
It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity, and a geographic division. I told you it wouldn't be interesting.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolari state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even say mysterious.
You're only making it sound uninteresting. I still want to know more about Seoul. Seoul. Not Seoul.
You're barking up the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met either one of my grandparents, and I've never been to Seoul. I'm a regular Revacholier.
Okay, fair enough. Sorry for assuming.
A point of pride to him.
Whatever. You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Just observing.
I guess you don't need glasses, then.
That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
You seem to be following me.
Excuse me?
Nothing, just an observation.
You have a distinctive way of walking. If I were to walk in front of you, we would surely collide.
What do you mean, distinctive?
I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. In the 57th, we call it the Jamrock Shuffle. Officers from Jamrock's 41st Precinct tend to move a bit. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things. Shiny things. They're interesting.
That's racist. I don't prioritize containers.
I'm sure you don't. It's just a stupid interdepartmental thing. I'm making assumptions. We should move on.
Alright, nothing. And just to review our objectives, we've got the dock worker shift card. Okay, so booze, karaoke, badge, the body, the call, pay for the damages. That's probably going to take a bit longer. Find out who is in the union box, and the pissing competition. Right, so that's after the body. And then map. Okay. Alright, we need a copy of the city map. Oh, okay. What is... Thought cabinet. Long way home. Let's rewind. Let's trace your drunken steps back home. Jump across the raised channel bridge southwest of here. Fall over. Get up. Get off the asphalt in 20 minutes. Shuffle your feet through courtyards, scaring little children. Go under the great raised motor tract, the 881, until you reach Les Domaines Eminents in North Jamrock. The streets are frozen this time of year, caked with ice. Walk down Main to Perdition. There's a side alley, and your footprints in the mud. What does internalizing this do? Okay, I guess this takes time to research. Okay. Alright, I think without further ado, we are going to exit the building. Yeah, we got a lot to consider, just right off the bat. We have to learn more about the world, we have to learn more about ourselves, and also we've got to solve a murder in the process. But that is all stuff to worry about for next time, because I think I'm gonna end things here. So yeah, this has been the first episode of a Disco Elysium mostly blind playthrough, and I look forward to being back here in the future. Bye!